Hey everybody, I'm going to be doing a short video every 2-3 weeks somewhere in Brevard County. It'll just be a random place, and it's going to be pretty much exclusively for the History and Memories of Brevard County page on the Facebook page that Walter Young administers. So you just feel free to add whatever you want to it, historic things that you know, photos, thoughts, memories, the whole 9 yards. That's what this page is all about. So I hope you enjoy it. What's going on, everybody? So today we're at Crane Field in Melbourne, Florida, just off Aurora Road, which is just behind the camera here. And behind me is what was once the Crane Field pool. If any of you remember that, there was absolutely nothing here. You used to walk right through this gate right here and go right into the building and then go on out to the pool. So we'll just get on the grounds and walk around and just go about the place a little bit. And we'll also go beyond that also. There's one other thing I want to show you there, the old tennis court. So let's go take a look around, okay? So anyway, you walk through and the building will be right here in front of you. They've really stripped it of every remembrance. There's a little bit of concrete right here on my foot, so who knows what that was. But anyway, here's where the building would have been. And when you walk through, of course, there was bathrooms and some places you could change right over in this area. You come on out, pool's in front of you, and right to the left of me, if you remember, as you're looking at the football field, was a little kiddie pool right in this area. And just off to the right after you walked in, over in this area here, was a high dive. And then you just look beyond, and then people would just lounge around all around the outside of the pool here and get their sun and do their thing. So this is right here at Crane Field. And we're going to go to the tennis court and take a look there, and I got a little story to tell you about that little concession stand over there and the tennis court. So let's go on over there. As we're walking to the tennis court, that baseball field, the first one you come to when you come into Crane Field is where I grew up playing Little League on that field. Remember, that was O'Galley North back in the 70s. O'Galley South was a completely different Little League. That was the other field that I'm kind of zooming in on. They actually had a nice grandstand there with a press box, which is no longer there. It's a softball field now, but that was the O'Galley South Little League, completely separate league from O'Galley North, which was right over there. And this football field, all of us from both leagues grew up playing on. So a lot of memories here at Crane Field. Well, anyway, here we are at the tennis courts. You can see right as I'm zooming in on the little the cranks that crank the tennis nets up to make them tight or loose so you can change them. Those are still here. Now as I zoom out, try to stay away from this fence as much as I can. I can't get in there. These are the two tennis courts. We got a Little League has turned half of it into batting cages. At least they're using the courts, because they really let these kind of fall apart over the last few years. Anyway, I played a lot of tennis here with my father-in-law for the most part. He was my future father-in-law then. I asked for my wife's hand in marriage against one of these trees right here when I was playing tennis with him. I'm not going to go into conversation how that went. However, after 29 years of marriage, it came out okay, I think. Anyway, a lot of memories here. Played a lot of tennis here. And had some good times here. So I think I told you I had a little story about this concession right here. My father-in-law and I were playing tennis over the tennis court. We heard all this noise and ruckus. And we thought it was coming out of this building. So we were playing tennis. All of a sudden, the door pops open. Out come these two guys. I was about 18 at the time. They were around 18, 19. With an armful of candy from the concession stand. And my father-in-law, he either usually reacts one of two ways. Either he's going to attack you and tell you, I'm calling the police, which would be certainly justified, or he'll be more sympathetic and want to talk to you. Well, he was on the sympathetic side that day. So they come out holding these things, armfuls of candy, and he says, what are you boys doing? And the one answered, nothing. Which later in life we became good friends with these two, especially myself. And that's a typical response from this one guy. I'm not going to mention their names. But anyway, he says, go back in there and put that. That's for the kids. What are you doing carrying it out? Get rid of that. You're not going to steal their candy. So they had no choice. They go back in. And he tells me to go to the car in the trunk and get 2 tennis rackets. My father-in-law played tennis all the time, so he was always getting pickup games. So he always had extra tennis rackets. So anyway, I get 2 tennis rackets. They come out. He says, grab a racket and get on the court. So they do. Start playing. They'd never played in their life, ever. Never picked up a tennis racket. They couldn't hit the ball. And when they did, it went over the fence or whatever. So anyway, we had a good time. It ended up being a good time. I either played here or I played at Sarno quite a bit off of Sarno Road. And I tell you, from that day on, I never went to a tennis court and didn't see those two guys playing tennis. And they actually became, over the years, two of the better tennis players in the entire area. And it all started from them stealing candy out of the concession stand. So little things like that, I guess, kind of maybe changed their path. So just kind of a story. But if you have a story of the pool, of the tennis court, of Crane Field, make sure you post it on the site. Put pictures, put memories, whatever. Because I'm not the historian, I'm just here to try to spur conversation. So, anyway, hope you enjoy this spot on my video, and we will see you in a couple weeks for another one.